What is up, everybody? It is Midwest Raider fans coming at you with another video for my channel. Today we are Jimmy-less again, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and power through, wish him well, and hopefully he gets back here soon. But you got Midwest Raider right here talking about that Washington preview here coming up. So we do have Washington coming up this Sunday at noon. I'm kind of excited because we're going to get to see where that three-headed snake is at. First snake was on fire against the Patriots. Second one was a little discombobulated, didn't know what he was doing. And now this week, let's see what that third one can get done. And hopefully it gets us back on track, because I think we can get back on track. We just need to tweak some things and get Geno back in a headspace where he is attacking a little bit less and putting a little bit more touch on the ball, because that's the only thing that was really wrong. He was definitely trying to force some balls and letting our receivers catch a little bit more. Now, he has had some really good receivers in the past in Seattle, and we have good receivers with Myers and Tucker and Bowers that can all definitely jump up and make catches, but Tucker needs to be hit in stride ahead of the defender every time. It just needs to happen. Thornton needs to be hit in stride ahead of the defenders. Give him a jump. He's got that big 6'4" jump. So these guys just need a little bit more touch and the ball in front of them, not behind them, because they're not, in my opinion, they need to come back to the ball a little bit better, but they don't do that. And so that's when these interceptions have been happening, when the ball is just a little bit short and they have to kind of come back to the ball. And that one to Tucker was just definitely not no fault to him. He's just a little bit short, can't make those jump balls as good. And like I said, he needs to be just hit in stride out in front and let him just flow, let him carry. He can get that done for sure. So I think that's kind of what was the problem with the last game, just being off, mental mistakes, quarterbacks turning the wrong way or running backs going the wrong way, snaps going into the center's thigh and just falling on the ground. Just a lot of things. We gave up some sacks. Offensive line wasn't playing fantastic. Just all kinds of stuff. JNT, I think, needs to get a little bit more touches and has said so in his latest, not as a really pick towards the Raiders, just saying that, a guy his caliber drafted in the first round wants some touches. And so I'm not saying he's being crazy. I think he deserves a few more touches too. And I think he should definitely be getting the ball first, second down. And then I wish we still had Mostert, because like I said, I think that was a big thing, that Janty just needs to be in the playbook a little bit more. I don't think he understands the protection plan. I don't think he's a great blocker when it comes to blocking on third down if he has to for pass type plays. And so, he needs some more work. We're missing that experience from Mostert. And so I think that's pretty big. I know Dylan Laube and Zeus, no diss to them. They should definitely come in on third down and try to be molded into a third down type back. But we'll see what it is. Just practice and seeing on the field what's going to happen. So I think those are some of the keys that we're missing right now, that we have to get on track to get our offense going. Like I said, I think we have the receivers, Myers, Bowers, Thornton. I think he could be really good. They just, like I said, they need to hit him in stride, get some better balls to him. I think they could be fine. All right, so let's talk about a few notes this week. 2025 Week 3 at Washington. We're going to be at Washington around noon. And let's see, both teams lost last Sunday. We lost with only 9 points. But we held the Chargers, the key point here, to 20 points. So that's very, very good. And that's been really our kryptonite when you talk about the Raiders, is that we can't score over 20 points. We get 20 points and we just stop. We need to finish games with over 20 points. And like I said, once again, I'm going to say it this week, whatever team scores over 20 points is going to win this game. Flat out. And I hope it can be the Raiders. Even if we just score 21 and hold them a little bit out, I'll be excited for that over 20 points. I think that's a big thing. The Washington Redskins haven't been the same team of 2024. They've been lacking a little bit. Jaden's got an injury with a little bit of a knee issue, kind of like Brock Bowers is having. And so They only had a few trips to the red zone last week, maybe one or two. And so they were lacking in points, kicking some field goals, those types of things. And so this could be our chance, and we don't know who's playing either. Is Marcus Mariota playing, or is Jayden Daniels playing? Right now, to my knowledge, it sounds like they're going to put Jayden in and just keep him in the pocket and have him throw against us, which is very a good tactic for Washington, because I hear he's really good at our cover three type defense that we're going to be playing against them. And so he's like 85, 90% in that against that defense going against teams. And so why not keep him in the pocket, have him throw against us, and just maybe be a little bit mobile just to get open enough to throw the balls if we do get some pressure on him. So that'll be the key for us this week is Max Crosby, Wilson, some of our interior guys to get a lot of pressure, which we didn't get a lot of pressure last week, but we got some. I think we only got like 2 sacks last week. So very important to get more pressure on Jayden Daniels with his injury, since he might not be as mobile, and their line isn't that fantastic. So a couple points there. Jayden Daniels did have 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. Didn't have a lot of yards rushing at all because, like I said, of that knee injury. But hopefully this week we can take advantage of that and keep him in the pocket, rush him, blitz him, do some weird things in the defense, hopefully, and really, really disguise some defenses to confuse him just a little bit, since he's so good at, playing against our cover 3 type defense. The next thing is, like I said, the Raiders only got 2 sacks, so pressure on him will be super important. Some of the weapons that they do have is Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Zach Ertz, their tight end who got a touchdown last week. Their targets, they're going to get 8, 9 targets each of those guys, because the Washington Commanders do pass a lot. So it's definitely going to be a test for our secondary. But our secondary did pretty good against San Diego, and San Diego has a cluster of great wide receivers. So, and we gave them 20 points. So our defense kind of held, and they held in important time. In the fourth quarter, we had the Raiders offense got the ball like 3 or 4 times. We had plenty of opportunities to win that game, and we just couldn't produce enough offense to get anywhere close to the end zone and produce touchdowns. We only got 3 field goals. So I think we can cover their guys and take care of business, and bend don't break is kind of how our defense has been. And so let's do it. Now let's talk about Washington's defense. They do have a few names. I'm not going to go into any names, but they got some sacks, some quarterback hurries. They got 2 sacks last week, 4 quarterback hurries. So they are able to get in our backfield, but hopefully Jackson Powers Johnson is playing this week at center, spreading some other guys around that are a little bit better at those positions. And, hopefully they can make him relax a little bit, wear like one of those Guardian type helmets so he doesn't get any more concussions, because he does have some concussion issues. So hopefully they take care of that, make sure he's safe, and keep him on the field, because Jackson Powers Johnson is a good draft pick, in my opinion, and has been very helpful to the line when he plays. So with him playing, I think that's a boost to the offense. We also know that Brock Bowers is playing, and he has been practicing. I think he's practiced all week, this week. So maybe the offense is a little bit more cohesive this week. Gino comes in and says, okay, last week was a fluke. Had a bad game. Let's come back this week and, top it back off like we did the Patriots. So that's what I'm hoping for, because Gino did get sacked 3 times, and in those sacks we lost like 30 yards. So every time he was like trying to peel back a little bit and getting sacked, and 30-yard losses on those. So very crazy there. Other than that, guys, I'm excited for this game. Like I said, I think it's really going to be, we don't know where to kind of put our feet. Like I said, we had that 3-headed snake monster, and we had a great game on one game. I wouldn't even say a mid game. It was a bad game against the Chargers. And now maybe we can bring it back and figure out what we can do against the Washington. Now, overall, we are ahead in the battle, 8-7. Played, a few times, but they have beat us 4 straight times. So since whatever year that is, but they beat us 4 straight times. So we haven't beat them in a long time. But I think this is the year because they're just not quite there yet. That's really good that we're meeting them early in the season because they might catch fire. So hopefully they don't catch fire against us, which, we could see as Raider fans as well. So, all right, guys, let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Am I out there? Do you think, what do you think of this week? What are you guys thinking? Do you think we can get this done? I think we can. Like I said, we're going to score over 20 points. I'm going to say this week, let's see, we're going to get 28. We're going to hit up there, 28 points. They're going to come up there. It's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be 28-21. But they're going to score over their points, get over that 20-point hump. But we're going to just beat them a little bit more. We're going to finish the game kind of like we did against the Patriots. And it's going to be a good win for the Raiders. That's 28-21. That's my final score. That's what I'm thinking this week. We're going to get it done, and get back on track the way we need to be on the road. I think sometimes Raiders just play better on the road. Why we can't do it at home, I don't know, but we play a little bit better on the road. Maybe a little bit more concentration. I don't know, but let's get it done. All right, that's all I got for you, Midwest Raider fans. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is fun, helpful, whatever, please like, subscribe, and share, and I can't wait to see you on our next video later. But as always, go Raiders!